What? Rimworld has SCPs now? Oh wow, that's so cool! With the new Anomaly DLC, you can secure, contain—
Wrong, bitch. Unless SCP means Super Crusade pussies, then get that queer millennial bullshit out of my sight. All it added were more lambs to the glorious slaughter.
Or maybe it's Slay Commie Pussy. Yes, brothers, we're playing the new Rimworld DLC Anomaly. And of course, we'll be playing as the new starting scenario where our DEI colonists befriend a craven fentanyl-addicted zombie and walk-in pussy flap flesh monster because we're inclusive. We welcome all deranged they-thems on this channel.
No, brother. That is pure unadulterated heresy, one which must be purged in a righteous crusade. For we are God's chosen, and we will see the demise of the alien, the heretic, the furry, the liberal. We will wash our chain blades in their blood and dance on their entrails. Except dancing is gay. So we shall march, brothers. March on to glorious crusade. In God's name to purge the unclean. In holy retribution.
Okay. Well, let's play Rimworld, shall we? Now the question becomes, who is up to the challenge of purging the universe? Well, the Space Marines, of course. Here we have a forward deployed team of the racially ambiguous Templars chapter. Their Primarch is the most badass demon slayer the universe has ever seen. The one and only Van Helsing. Cousin Van Jelksing. That's right, they're the kind of cat who wears a do-rag at midnight in Compton. And they're whiter than the Michelin Man. I'm saying they have balls of steel. Balls that even Sisyphus couldn't pull up. Balls that could withstand Flight 93 ramming full speed into their gargantuan frame. Balls that a goat could. Alright, I got carried away talking about balls. Got a little Freudian there, so let's move on. Next we have the one and only Whore-ass Puntercow. Shy, intelligent, and extremely breedable. Whore-ass has wider legs than Megan Hall. An ass that just refuses to quit. Even after being fired for sexual harassment and having the cops called, that ass just refuses. And their balls are— Finally, we have Galmor Fago, who just sort of rounds out the team. Anyway, these murder machines are so against the evil injustices of the universe that when they were birthed, they did their own C-section so as to not come into contact with mommy's meaty grizzle flaps, for they must remain pure. They did not suckle upon their mother's mommy milkies, for that would be incestuous, and they must remain pure. As a sperm, upon being primed to ejaculate from their father, they cut their way out before being forcefully ejected from the scrotum, so as to not come into contact with daddy's little winky, for that, my brothers, would be gay. And brothers, they must remain pure. And obviously one of our Space Marines is a woman, because as we all know, they're canon and lore accurate. The Space Marines are known far and wide for their supreme cooking and cleaning skills, all thanks to the Sisters of the Apron. How many of you nerds got triggered, eh? Take that, liberals. Yeah. She's a sweet baby.
Surprise,
actually, they're all women,
motherfucker.
and they're all lesbians. So that's canon, you damn bigots. Oh, and one's fat, because body diversity matters in brutal intergalactic warfare against the forces of chaos. So our goal is to destroy all Xenos heretics. Ideally, we just destroy the monolith, which we can't. I tried. So we recruited the aid of the libtardarians to study for us, so we may progress down chaotic research to meet and destroy our enemies. It's canon, okay? Shut up about it. There's no other way to progress in this DLC. My hands are tied, I'm afraid. A librarian probably would do this, alright? We still hate the Xenos with an intensity usually reserved for love, okay? What's that? You think this will be too easy if I start out with lab-bred perfect super soldiers? Well, my dear boy, I'm not here to challenge myself. I'm here to purge heretics with righteous judgment.
Which means I don't give a fuck.
But this amazingly OP gear is mere tools, my friends. A Space Marine's true power comes from his courage, his dedication to his brothers, and his desire to purge the universe of perverse heresy. Like commies. Nothing more perverse than commies. Except maybe a Space Marine's boots. Like, why though? Everything else is so badass, then you get to their Tims, and damn cuz, shit ain't poppin'. It's dramatically unpopped. And, I don't know, I just never liked their boots, alright? They're fucking dumb, what do you want? And yeah, I know. Van Jelksing over there, rocking the badass, racially ambiguous Templar drip, should maybe be a High Marshal. But this is my world, and he's a Primarch, she's a Primarch. Almost had an oopsie. Damn commie chaos. Forcing heretical words from my gobber. Yep, definitely the commie's fault. So the question now, my brothers, becomes, can our Astartes resist the pull of the Anomaly's chaos? Can they maintain their sanity while the demonic forces psychically attack them? Well, let's see, shall we? Our mission begins in the shadow of the blazing Green Dove Mountain, an active volcano on the edge of the world. We were deployed to this world along with our chapter brothers to reinforce the failing empire state of the Liberals, with whom we hold a weak alliance, for we suspect them of supreme heresy. Our foes are the attendees of FurCon 5069 and the Ligborks, both of whom are vile Xenos factions, awaiting extermination at the hands of our mighty legion. And lastly, we have reports of anomalous corruption spreading throughout the world. We will hunt them all down like a lone woman in a park after daylight hours. As Tony the Creeping Tiger would say, it's grape!
With bolt and shell and chainsword, we shall convert the blighted heretics to the light that is the master of mankind, and destroy those who would resist his truth. For the galaxy is the Emperor's, and anyone or anything who challenges that claim is an enemy who must be destroyed.
In Minecraft. Wait, I'm already playing a game. I don't gotta do that. So in Rimworld, I guess. Our hellscape of a landfall is the epitome of a hostile environment, though it is surprisingly fertile, just like Horace over there. So without delay, our team establishes a foothold in the most defensible area of the foothills, setting up a rudimentary base of operations. We discovered some heretical manuscripts that must have been left over from the land's previous occupants. Books, as we all know, are rife with demonic propaganda, which Van Jelksing discovered in a rare and brief, nearly catonic moment of post-nut clarity. So it is quickly destroyed. Unfortunately, our heavy flamer can't target books, so we spit acid on it, which is something all of our Space Marines can do for some reason. I don't know. They came like this. Maybe they're just regurgitating the Emperor's acidic jizz. Fun fact on the lore, the Emperor is actually a gay, non-binary, transgender black woman furry. Yep, it's canonized, bitch. Don't look it up. Even though we don't really require much food, we plant rice where we can. The plan is, after all, to save as many humans on this world as we can, so those puny bullet sponges will need to eat, at least while they're still alive. And we begin the production needed to better establish ourselves in this hellscape devoid of the Emperor's light. Due to a logistical oversight, we didn't land with any medicine. Not that we'll need it. But we grow heel root along with cloth, and then construct our first power production facilities. Then, upon further surveying of the surrounding area, Horace discovers an ancient monolith and begins her investigation, searching for clues that will lead us to the heart of the chaos on the planet. The psychic energies from this monstrosity must have an effect on the local wildlife, because Horace was attacked by a group of cliff racers, but luckily Van Jelksing and Galmore were able to quickly respond and provide cover while Horace completed her survey, which brought about a burst of chaotic energy and summoned a semi-restored version of the monolith, its power beckoning to Horace to drive her mind towards thinking only of studying the anomalies. Also important to note, Horace is a secret psyker who's already self-loathing and hiding her connection to the powers of chaos. Uh-oh. I didn't even set it up like this on purpose, like this just happened. It's fucking meant to be, huh, bud? But anyway, we're then set upon by a gray pall, which doesn't really affect us too much, so we'll pay it no mind. Our breaking points are basically non-existent. Well, except for Horace. Uh-oh.
And the business. We call this foreshadowing.
One of the first things we build is a crematorium, because we're going to be taking so many skulls even corn will coom a little. Our first research takes us into geothermal power. I mean, we're living on a volcano. It's basically the perfect power source. I am using a new research mod that I've never tried before, so it took me a little while to figure out, but it's actually kind of neat. Now, as we all know, the Astartes are very devout in their worship. Well, some of them. In the case of the racially ambiguous Templars, we're very devout and they cry for a chapel to be constructed. Well, they cry for a pussy pedestal and a Shemper's transition. But hey, same thing. Along with that, we establish our roles, with Van Jelksing obviously becoming the Primarch and Horace becoming the Libtardarian. Nice, right? Yeah, it's nice. Oh, if only they knew about Horace's secrets and the potential for corruption. It's a mistake to be sure. Like playing hangman, but the first mistake made, you lose your cock and balls. Well, not that they have a cock and balls, but at least they still have holy globules. It's them yitties, bubba. Sweet, juicy Marini Milkies. Great for when you're crawling up that Space Marine pussy. Or smussy. Now that ain't Smurf pussy. Well, unless it's an Ultramarine, in which case I guess Smurf could still be accurate. So anyway, after requisitioning the Shemper's transition and laying out our rooms of worship, we were alerted to the sprouting of unnatural fauna. En route to decimate this alien plant, a sight stealer attacked our fob. The vile Xenos Scum is of course no match for our mighty Primarch, but it does expand our knowledge of this planet's chaotic influences, further reinforcing the need for our glorious crusade. And of course, the trees are destroyed in kind. As I was observing how ridiculously fast Van Jelksing works, I mean, she has 1300% manipulation, so yeah. I decided that to actually progress towards discovering the anomalous corruption, I would probably have to research down the tree. So a selection was made. We're just pretending that Horace made this decision without telling Van Jelksing. But the rest of us, well, we stand firm against the rise of chaos, brother. And as if the amount of heresy we've encountered so far wasn't enough, our gay-ass Astartes were flirting with each other. I don't think the Emperor's gonna like this very much. This place is looking like a city whose politicians were all DEI hires with tail butt plugs and a CP addiction. Well, okay, maybe it's not as bad as Washington, D.C., but we're getting there. So more power goes down and more materials are exploited from the landscape. Then when a heretic decided to fuck around, well, he brothered out. You know, that line sounded cooler in my head, and now that I say it out loud, it's kind of shit. He found brother. No, that's shit too.
Then when a heretic decided to sit around, he quickly discovered brother.
Yeah, well, that'll do. It's better, I guess. Anyway, we fucked up 2 shamblers and added them to our codex. Our weapons were given names, as all good Astartes do. Knight's Camel, Anguish. The Rat, Night Coyote, and most fitting of all, Death. That one was Horace's. Go figure. Really writes itself, huh? The chaotic energies on this planet must be incredibly powerful. Van Jelksing and Horace became lesbian lovers by poking at her origins. Which I thought you weren't supposed to poke anyone's origins until marriage, so this chaos must really have taken hold.
True unadulterated heresy.
Just like this shambler who came back to life and limped over to get fucked again. Quickly they met a righteous end, and dropped a shard of dark incomprehensible technology. Horace convinced Van Jelksing of its use in defeating the vile planet's inhabitants. So it was retained, but only time would tell if it would further the crusade or end it. But thankfully, not all is yet lost. Our Covenant of Cheese Chapel is almost completed, and a nicer barracks is constructed. So thankfully, our ideologian forbids lovers from shacking up together, so that's a good thing. Some purity remains as a defense against the heretical. And as further defense, the biblically lore-accurate Shemperor's transition is finally finished and installed in the Covenant of Cheese Chapel. With this, our spirit shall resist the fiend, the alien, the witch, the heretic, the traitor, the
anomalous.
Or, just give them a minor mood boost, but that's good too. And it's about time we gave title to our glorious crusade in the Emperor's name. Our strike force shall be the Demon Soul Layers. No Xeno shall stand firm in the face of the mighty DSL. We shall suck them dry of their lives. And our operating base is given the purest name of Tranny Sylvania. Long may she stand against the evil forces of chaos. And with the statue done, old Horace can finally start researching. Look, inspecting a component to boost research. It's a neat mod, I gotta say. And we're quickly able to build a prototype geothermal generator to fix our power issues. What's the difference between a prototype and a real one? Well, fuck, I don't know. They look the same to me. But I'm retarded. Well, it came broken, but after a quick fixin', it seems to work just fine. And wow, you can see our team's faces when they sleep. Ah, a face only a well-paid hooker or a politician would love. Oh, who am I kidding? Those are the same thing, except one only fucks you. Now, with all the evil energy surrounding our team of the Emperor's Chosen, it's easy to slide off the deep end into the clutch of evil. So we throw the Emperor's new groove to get down to Funky Town as a means to boost morale and reinvigorate our loyalty to the Emperor. It's a good quality too. Nice. Now that old-timey Astartes tradition is over with, it's time to turn our attention to defending our base. Choke points are reinforced to better funnel would-be attackers into our established fighting positions. They came out pretty good, but not nearly as good as when you scratch your extremely itchy asshole and you linger just for a few extra seconds, really taking in the relief, and maybe, just maybe, you slip that first knuck in Just the little first guy. Yeah, not too deep now. Don't want to become a liberal. Just the tip maneuver. Yeah. Anyway, with a newly crafted field research kit, Horace can study. Walls, I guess? Must be one hell of a wall. But she's got a magnifying glass, so that's neat. Anyway, a big fluffy pile of heresy fell from the sky. A cat person from FurCon 5069. They were quickly purged by being stuck with a sword. Stickier than sticking to the cum wall in the bathroom of a Wendy's.
What did he say?
Research continues, as does Horace's heresy, which goes really damn slow, actually. Might be why you're supposed to, capture the Xenos and probe its butthole. Go figure. But our fob is coming along well. We are secure in our compound, and Horace convinced Van Jelksing that she needs a dedicated laboratory, a vault of sorts, to further carry out her research into the means necessary to defeat chaos. A deuce vault, if you will. Yeah, that's a good joke. What form of heretical perversion shall Horace perform under the volcano? Hidden away in her secret lair. Only time will tell, brothers. Only time will tell. I interrupt this video with a message from today's sponsor. Do you like taking long-standing, well-established stories and turning them on their heads? Do you want to inject DEI into everything you've never paid a morsel of attention to? Well, then today's sponsor, Sweet Baby Incorporated, is for you. With Sweet Baby Incorporated...
No, brother, we won't be sponsored by this heretical bullshit. Only a real sponsor. Only a brother's sponsor can grace this channel. We're sponsored by Manscaped. A true Astartes has smooth, shiny globules to increase speed and agility in glorious battle for the Emperor. With silky smooth globules, you can wage eternal war against the Xenos Scum, the traitors, the heretics. Thank you, Manscaped, for defending the Emperor.
Wow, that's rough on the voice. Okay, I'm not sponsored by Manscaped. I just thought smooth and silky globules was funny. Okay, so anyway. Normal operations continue throughout the passing days. Our fields grow incredibly slow due to the intense heat and ash-filled skies. Mining, however, is ridiculously fast. Thankfully, because we're burning through all of our resources faster than Jelksing can grab them. Production machines are created to further bolster our foothold on this world, and our Astartes get what little rest they can, brimming with social justice. Ever ready to face the enemies of the Emperor, we clear out the debris from our immediate area, causing an immense fire, but luckily nothing here is flammable because living on an active volcano, everything has already been pre-flammed, so it's of no concern. We do gain from it a mechanoid transponder. Yeah, I don't know if this would count as heresy or not though. I mean, it might count as heresy? I couldn't decide, so I just moved it to storage and forgot about it. Tell me in the comments, would this be heresy? I kind of feel like, yeah, it would be. I mean, as we all know, the racially ambiguous Templars think a gay man sneezing is heresy. So, yeah, anyway. To prepare for our ranks to swell with good, pure humans, we set up the means of arming them. Once they've been inducted into the Astra Militarum, that is, and our first rice harvest finally comes in, which we'll need to feed the guardsmen. A hospital is constructed as well. Not that we'll need it, of course. Nothing can penetrate our badass bitches. Well, except themselves. A communications relay and orbital beacon are set up to communicate with Holy Terra should the need arise. Also, I'm running out of steel on the map and have no advanced components. So, yeah, a crusade cannot function on Xenos hatred alone, brothers, as the Emperor tells us.
Running out of ammo during a fight is gay.
We clean and organize our base and alleviate our need for more power with another geothermal generator.
More power, baby!
And it was at this time I realized that my storyteller was broken. I swear I can't play fucking Rimworld without the storyteller fucking up. It's happened every single Rimworld series I've done. It's gonna be a meme at this point. So I spend 3 hours fixing it with the help of my favorite condiment in my Discord, and return to continue our story. Horace begins digging deeper into the mountain for yet unknown reasons, almost as if it were a sign of what is to come. More spawn of slanesh erupt from the ground in the form of phallic flesh-eating trees. Of course they were quickly purged from existence. The evil defect of Horace, being an Epsilon Psyker, was becoming impatient with how long progressions into the anomaly was. So she begins concocting a vile and heretical plan as she slips further away from the light of the Emperor and closer to the crazed darkness of chaos. With Galmore and Van Jelksing being none the wiser, trusting their brother's purity, trusting her loyalty. And it turns out we have no gold, so a quarry is dug, which, as I'm sure most of you know, is ridiculously overpowered. Especially when you have a never sleeping 1300% manipulation having incarnation of holy retribution doing the digging. But I get an endorphin rush seeing my resources go up, so it's fine. It's not cheating. Remember, brothers, just because you suckled upon a single toe does not mean you have a foot fetish. Aw, look at this cute little scamp.
No, brother. That is a vile Xenos alien creation. It must be destroyed by the Emperor. Ah!
Well, it was a cute little scamp. And more heretical tomes were also destroyed. Damn chaos propaganda. Not in our schools, you don't. Sprayed with acid spicy enough to crack your tootsies. Then, Horace slips further into the abyss. With continued study into the anomaly, she becomes more convicted in the power of the void. What twisted thoughts pulse through her head? What heresy is she planning? And how will the void respond when poked? Hey, it's Theo the pig. Aw, he's so cute.
Too closely does it resemble the Limborks, brother. It must be released from its mortal coils and turned into bacon of righteousness.
What is a more suiting recreation for our team than a Warhammer table? Look at it in all its glory. Now as we're playing Warhammer, they too can play Warhammer. Yes, now they can RP as their favorite female custodies from antiquity, straight out of the deep established lore. Nice. What in Chuck Norris's foreskin is going on here? Well, I'll tell you what. The woke hive mind sends its cultists against us. They aim to summon hideous flesh beasts.
The witches shall not succeed with this on our watch. Come, brothers, we march to glory. My armor is contempt. My sword is hatred. My shield is disgust. In the Emperor's name, let none survive.
And then we proceed to flame molest them. Torched to a crisp. Beautiful. They try to crawl to safety, covered in their fleshy hentai-inducing tentacles. Heresy, I say. But if that wasn't enough heresy, a hostile ghoul landed nearby. Well, we know what to do. Excellent. Then the deceased bodies were reinvigorated with the power of chaos, living once more. But once more they were put down, until nothing was left but a pile of burning fiends and their equipment, which we strategically transferred to a more friendly environment to, further the crusade. Yeah, that. Definitely not to sell for profit. Huh. Heresy. Our forces were completely unscathed. It's honestly not even fair, really. But brothers, war isn't fair. There is no fair when dealing with the Xenos. Probably due to how excellently we defeated those scum, the Emperor rewarded us with an Astartes chainsword, perfect for Horace, who doesn't yet have a melee weapon. Praise the Emperor. I mean, I probably shouldn't be arming Horace, who, slips further away from grace with this anomaly bullshit, and who is also apparently getting high on smoke leaf, as if more heresy was needed. But I'll take this one. I never changed the drug policy. Oh, and no books either. Damn chaos in their books. Then a blood moon rises on this vile, corrupted planet, further driving Horace into madness. She slips further into a crazed solitary. Very ominous, I know, right? As we were cleaning up the bodies from yesterday's purge, the local government, like Gondor, called for aid, offering us a chance to destroy some heretical catgirl ears. So we took it, and the mysterious cargo fell from the sky. It was something called a revenant's spine. It pulsed with pure chaos. So naturally we stomped on it with our Astartes issued Tims, and it dropped another shard of dark technology, which Horace quickly spirited to her inner sanctum. And if you think we fight this crusade alone, brother, well, you're wrong. Above our heads, in the heavens above, a space battle is taking place, with the bodies of defeated Xenos falling to Earth. Vile orc scum fell to their deaths, as did humans, whom we naturally rescued and gave aid. And they shall soon join the ranks of the Astra Militarum, after a full conversion, of course. We can't just let anyone into the club. We also discovered the demons of chaos, showing that our brothers above were carrying out the will of the Emperor, laying waste to the demonic forces of chaos, and the catgirls, and the sussy actors, who also happen to be a demon of corn.
Uh-oh, retard alert!
We construct a new barracks for the future guard that we rescued, but Horace's knowledge in corruption grows ever more. She begins performing a void provocation ritual in the solitary confinement of her dark secret lair. Her mind is overcome with the power of chaos, and she collapses, but the damage is done. The void was called, and when called upon, it shall answer. The earth shakes and cracks open, revealing a horde of unnatural flesh beasts. Alright, that's gotta be what a clitoris looks like. I mean, I've never seen one, so I'm just assuming. But I mean, the evidence is there. Our brave Astartes rush out to meet the Xenos Scum and close the hell gates. The beasts burst into more aliens upon destruction, coming at us wave after wave. Van Jelksing closes the first flesh pit. Then we turn to face the other hordes laying siege to our walls. After a long and fleshy battle, the enemy is defeated and the pits are collapsed, ceasing all void activity for now. But with Horas's ever-increasing acts of heresy, it'll only be a matter of time. Once Van Jelksing and Galmor weren't looking, Horas snuck out into the darkness to capture a flesh beast, to further her knowledge of the void. A single surviving flesh beast is taken back to her hidden lair. She can't miss this opportunity. Horas's heresy is truly progressing in earnest. Then she goes on with her day, as if nothing ever happened, leaving her fellow Astartes to be none the wiser. We then successfully convert one of the humans to become a simp of the Emperor. Recruiting can now begin, and just in time for the weak humans, our medicine is finally ready for harvest. But the liberals send a distress signal. Van Jelksing cannot miss an opportunity such as this, so she goes alone, leaving Horas and Galmor to watch over the new recruits. Upon arrival at the liberal city, we find a massive growth of chaotic flesh, dead humans littering the streets. Sounds like San Francisco. Van Jelksing begins bringing the judgment of the Emperor to the mass of flesh. She is then ambushed by the beast.
Clever girl.
But she stands strong. She's so brave, so strong, so Astartes. I'd feed her corn just so I could eat her shit. She closes the pits and eviscerates the corruption of the flesh, investigating the city, yet finding no survivors and no clues to why this happened. Unfortunately for her, she must continue to rely on Horas. But back at the FOB, a daring prison break is taking place. Unfortunately for them, well, and for us, the prisoner is killed. It was the already converted prisoner too, so that sucks. She was a good one. It's a bummer. But with Van Jelksing still out on her mission, a stranger arrives at the colony, met by Horas in the field away from Galmor. The stranger claims to have knowledge of the Void's power. Intriguing Horas, she allows them to join, keeping their forbidden heretical knowledge secret and having this stranger join her in the unholy rituals of chaos. Since Orlov looks like a regular baseliner, Van Jelksing and Galmor will be none the wiser, and not tipped off to the plot of Horas. But to throw a stick in the gears of Horas's plans, Orlov is overcome by the Void and moves to destroy the hidden flesh monsters being held in captivity, to free them from their torture. Well, Horas, still being considered one bad bitch, can't have all of her research destroyed by some human, so naturally she throws him into prison, and moves to break his mind and convert him to the way of the simp. No one touches Horas's stuff. No one. And yet another human fell from the sky. The potential guard forces grow, even as they diminish. Mentally, that is, as Orlov's mind breaks from reality. Too bad Van Jelksing isn't here to witness his mental state. Only due to this is Horas able to keep her growing betrayal a secret. But some good news is that Boomer has been converted, and we can start recruiting. Again, let's just hope it goes better this time. Van Jelksing finally returns. It takes a while to travel due to the volcanic terrain, which really sucks, but, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. She gets right to work and improves the barracks in various parts of the base. And Orlov discovered how the light of the Emperor can lead to an even juicier heresy, so he converts and is released. The plans of old Horas are coming to fruition. But as if things weren't bad enough, Boomer, our recently converted prisoner, recruit, has gone berserk. So this time I said don't use weapons to stop her, and Van Jelksing just punches her head off instead. So, that's cool. I mean, it's cool, but it's the opposite of what I'm after here. Every time I convert them, I swear. We'll have to see how the next one goes. I made a shooting range because I thought it was cool, but I didn't think it through all the way. You'll have to wait and see what I mean. For now, just watch Horas study Fleshy in the dark as Galmor throws a party. Wow! Orlov, stop that heresy at once. Damn it, I forgot to change his drug policy. Okay, yeah, that's on me again. Damn heretical party, can't get any work. Damn it! No! Astartes can't get married. Damn Horas, corrupting everything in this base. She's trying to bring more over to the darkness of chaos. Parties, drugs, marriage, damn lunacy.
This is consecrated ground, brothers.
No, another dark ritual. And this time, Horus recruits the dark mind of Orlov to join. What vile corrupt beasts shall they rip from the void? What anomalous machinations shall spew forth from these traitors' chants? Van Jelksing and Galmor are none the wiser. Unbeknownst to them what is to come, what darkness rises on the horizon. Turns out it was a metric fuck ton of gore hulks. Now, you may look at this and say, wow, that's an overwhelming amount of enemies. Your few pawns stand no chance. But to you I say,
Brother, these few aren't pawns. They're the Emperor's chosen angels, and that swarm of enemies isn't overwhelming. It's a target-rich environment.
unless you're Orlov and you're fucking stoned. But anyway, the enemy break upon us like waves upon a jagged cliff. Our righteous crusade is tested. By steel and might and justice we hold, brothers. Pushing back the onslaught of chaos, we advance and we flank. Coming at their booty like a horny prisoner comes at the fresh meat of the yard. Once the smoke clears, all that remains is the twisted bodies of smoldering gore hulks. Naturally, only Orlov took damage. And again, without anyone looking, Horus sneaks a specimen to her twisted dungeon. As her mind fills with chaos, she tends to the wounds of the beast before that of her cultist Orlov. Truly the mind of a witch has overcome her. Oh, Horus, what have you done? What have you done? I'd say cats like this need to go suck off a gun barrel. It's a Remy, not a Remy. There's a significant difference. But with that entity, the attunement can be performed. The perverse study of Horus inches ever closer to our damnation. With that, Horus's understanding of the void increases. Its allure calls to her, filling her with the spark of an endless rage. A rage that could one day destroy her brothers. And again an ominous gray pall falls over the foothills. As the codex expands, so too shall the litany of ever stronger beasts that we shall face. Uh-oh. See, this is why we can't have a nice shooting range. Horus brings a damn heavy flamer and shoots at cloth targets. I mean, yeah, I didn't think this through, but she's evil, man. I mean, come on. It's probably her fault. Anyway. As the ground begins to shake, more violently than ever felt before, huge monstrous cracks rip the earth asunder, crumbling before our very eyes as a wave of fleshy Xenos erupt from its gaping crevice. Ahem. Fleshy Xenos erupt from its... Oh my god, this takes so long. Oh well, I see that this takes some time now. Well, in the meantime, the Ligborks asked for help, and you know we bin that shit. Damn Ligborks. So, nice weather we're having, huh? Yep. Fleshy Xenos erupt from its gaping crevice, attacking en masse upon our walls. Now, real quick, you guys see that little guy sleeping on the crack? I thought he'd like fall in or die, but he just kinda, swoop to the side. Kinda anticlimactic, don't you think? Yeah. Anyway, back to the fight. And if the massive flesh monsters weren't enough, a cascade of debris will now happen for a season to a year. So I think that means shit's just gonna, smash down into the ground. I don't know. Anyway, we have bigger, fleshier problems to deal with at the moment. Oh great, and now Orlov is breaking down. His body rotting away from the inside. Damn it, man, there's no time. I mean, we can make a heart, but we can't do lungs or kidneys. Well, we'll swap our research over and try to save this fucker. Okay, now then, back to the flesh.
Hold strong, brothers. Do not give an inch to these vile Xenos scum. This is where we fight. This is where they die. This is where... Oh shit, Galmor! You're on fire, brother! Quick, stop, drop, and roll! Damn it, Horus, don't light your brothers on fire. Now is not the time to play hot potatoes. Alright, well, we won. No thanks to you, Horus. You've changed. Anyway, no time for that now. We have flesh to penetrate.
After quickly patching up the wounds of Galmor, the first wounds we've taken this entire time, might I add, we make our way to the Great Pit. Saying some final prayers to the Emperor, we descend into the flesh beast's lair. Oh, it was a sight to behold, like giving a colonoscopy to an 80-year-old career gay porn star who specialized as a power bottom. Bloody nooks and crannies, scuttling Xenos aliens emerging from hidden corridors. But we press on. With steel and bolter and fire, we eviscerate all who would oppose us, purging the rectal cavern of all heretics. Oh, and a Ligbork fell from the sky. which we don't have time for, so Orlov will have to deal with it himself. Now, back to the Fleshy. Penetrating deeper into the cave, we draw near a writhing and throbbing fleshy mound. Something huge is living behind this wall of flesh. I've never heard those words before. Must be fucking nice. We destroy the wall, and it was a horrible sight to behold. Grotesque limbs, oozing pus from confusing locations, weighing at least 3 2/4 lizzos. A mighty beast, to be sure, with a murderously rapey look in its eyes, similar to how Diddy gazes at Beebs. Our creed will not allow us to let this anomalous heretic live, so we strike. It was actually trivial, so, we bring an end to its oozing existence. The cavern around us begins to collapse, but having more foul alien mass around, Van Jelksing, ignoring the pleas of her brothers, continues to attack, hacking and ripping flesh from the walls. In a hate-fueled rage, she fights. We also have like half a day, so that's honestly fucking plenty of time. There's no need to rush. Along with the flesh beasts, the Tyrannid menace were present and promptly destroyed. Who knew that Tyrannids and Chaos were working together?
Vile scum.
After the rage subsiding, our team exits the cavern, and not with a moment to spare. It collapses, sealing off the corruption from the surface. Forever. Oh, and well done, Orlov. He killed his first Legbork. Nice. But with the spelunking into a fleshy hole, Horas's knowledge of the chaotic void increases, giving her new insight into the evil heresy of its existence. What new atrocities shall she aim to commit? What heretical traitorous acts shall she perform? Can humanity truly be saved from this corruption? From this chaos? Will Orlov's disintegrating body be saved? Turns out we need a fabrication bench to make lungs and kidneys, which we have no advanced components, but we do have other means. Would harvesting the organs of a future guardsman to save a current one be justified? Would Van Jelksing allow such an act? Or would Horas act alone to save her follower? The only thing we know for sure is that the void's clutch on the mind of Horas grows ever stronger, influencing our reality, ever expanding. The heresy. Now, I poked a lot of fun during this video. The entire premise makes fun of Games Workshop bowing down to a rhetoric of social justice warriors who have no skin in the Warhammer 40k game. These vile retrobates can't tell an Astartes from an Astartes, and those mulch-eating gremlin gamer news frauds say that only a neckbeard, only an incel, only a nerd would be upset about the current state of 40k lore. Well, brothers, if standing by heavily established and reputable lore while kneeling at the feet of the Emperor makes one a neckbeard, then my brothers, count me among their ranks. Gaze upon my slightly warmer than average neck and jaw in the winter months. See how the fires of the sun dance off the lenses of my glasses. Hear my valiant cry, yeah!
Screaming at the true forces of chaos. For are they not already among us, brothers? Do they not spread poison and sow discontent, forcefully penetrating our beloved Imperium with their shattered and retarded ideals? But know this one vital fact, brothers. They may scream loud, but even their voices shall tremble when the nerd who just wishes to throw dice unleashes his fury.
So with that, I hope you cats enjoy this video. A special thanks to the Cheesemonger Society, whose heresy I'd like to purge from the face of this planet. I'll catch you cats on the flippity flop, and as always, I love you, bye.
Can't you see I'm blazing? Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me